Nigeria practices a condom democracy, avoiding the consequences of military rule whilst failing to enjoy the simple pleasures of a civilian rule. My name is Oluwabukumi Abraham, and I will be defending the motion that states that the Nigerian democracy lacks the application of the rule of law, and this will be done with three major points. First, the inability of citizens to hold their government accountable. Second, the ineffectiveness of the court system. And third, the inability of the government to guarantee the individual liberties of citizens. Before I carry on, definitions are imperative. Law, as defined by Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is a system of rules which governs over a country or its people and which may be enforced by the application of sanctions. Democracy, as popularized by Abraham Lincoln, refers to a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And rule of law, simply put, means that no citizen or agency is above the law. On to my first point. The Nigerian electoral season has been largely characterized by lies and propaganda, with citizens who think they are powerful enough or charismatic enough not to lead, but to come and tell us fables. They lie, they get elected, and go scot-free, leaving citizens worse off than they met them. To further illustrate this point, Section 66C of the 1999 Constitution states that the contents of Chapter 2 of the Constitution are non-justiciable. This means that when a citizen is not guaranteed good health care, good lifestyle, good education, they have no means of redress. And ladies and gentlemen, all that the elected officials get off with is a handshake and a pat on the back. Hashtag better luck next time. Is this what democracy is about? Are citizens to sit down doe-eyed and fold their hands, hoping for a messiah to come? This is not so. This brings me to my next point. When the apex law of a land is rendered powerless over the application of rights of citizens, ladies and gentlemen, democracy is flawed. Per B.A. Haruna, Nigeria practices two types of laws, the law of the rich and the law of the poor. This is because it is almost impossible for the common man to gain justice because he would rather sleep on his rights than incur the cost that it takes to attain justice. Delays, multiple adjournments, and technicalities are also part of the reasons why our court systems are flawed, and until this is overcome, democracy will not be achieved. Finally, when citizens are punished for exercising their basic rights and liberties by those who were expected to protect it, how then can we say that democracy exists in a land? The 2020 NSAS protests, coupled up with shootings by police officers and military personnel deployed against peaceful protesters without arms or weapons, are classic examples of a clear disregard for our lives rather than a desire to protect it. Thank you.
I'm Ola Alice Oyekosola. A Nigerian constitutional lawyer, Dr. Mike Ozekom, once stated that in a functional democracy, there are basic elements and principles referred to as irreducible minimums which must exist in order to have a democratic government. These include the participation of citizens either directly or indirectly, respect for fundamental human rights, separation of powers, independence of the judiciary, free and fair election, freedom of the press, accountability and transparency of government officials, and economic freedom. Therefore, with the understanding that the rule of law operates based off the governance of the state according to the law and the principles of the law being the foundation of the government, these standard principles in Nigeria have been greatly dispelled. Proof. Firstly, the relationship between the three branches of government, which should be equal and complementary, has been unconstitutional. The executive continues to monopolize the political sphere in opposition to other branches of government. The lawmakers continue to agree, approve, and accede to everything placed in front of them because of the fear that if they don't, getting a piece of the gâteau will be an illusion. What laws then are the government subject to? Those fine-tuned by the same government or none at all? Secondly, the media, which should be a safe haven for the people, has been greatly compromised. The media continues to be threatened to such an extent to where it's not able to hold the government accountable and responsible to the people. Because the government has been left unaccountable, supremacy of the law has been anything but guaranteed. Electoral fraud, nepotism, widespread corruption, and poverty have soiled Nigeria, and the citizens have been made subject to an authoritarian system of government disguised as democracy, with the government trapping over all the laws of the country and some select few not even made liable to the law at all.